Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond a Reason video. Today we are on the map Feast of Hades, which is very similar to the Hades Ponds map, just made a little bit bigger here for a team game. And we have a 5v5 today with a lot of names that we've not seen before ever on the channel. So as we zoom on down here, top OS player of this team is Mr. Blodir, playing Cortex in blue today in the furthest back position possible. Now, another person we've seen fairly regularly on the channel here, Mr. Barcast, very close to Blodir's position there. Currently playing Armada. Next to him is Nanook in green, also Armada. In the forward position here, Ural. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. In purple, playing Cortex and is going bots. And then finally, Mr. Lord Vedder in Cortex as a aquarish kind of color, going vehicle. And their opponents today is Elmer Fudd in pink as Cortex bots. We have Marder bots for Lewis B. Highest OS on the north side team is, I'm just going to call it Greek because it's easy to say, Greco Bratco. So just Greek in red. Zeke in whitish kind of color as Cortex bots. And finally, up on the hill is the Admiral, going Cortex vehicle. So 3 SG clan members on the warm colored side in the north side of the map. So let's see how their communication can win them the game. Very early on, Blodir looks like he's got some ticks coming his way. Hopefully he's prepared. He has 3 grunts, but that's about it so far, so he needs to be careful that nothing gets past. Also, surprisingly, we see Barcast playing more of a communism position here, giving all of his economy to Barcast giving all of his economy to Blodir, and then just basically using his commander as a construction turret, which is a interesting choice. Not really able to accomplish too much doing that on his own, but he's going to be able to pump out and help Blodir massively here. Blodir, though, letting some ticks through. Our ticks ready to defend against those ticks, however. But they may get this res bot. It does look like that's the case. That's going to deny a bit of energy production. But that tick will not get anything else. Meanwhile, on the north side, Vedder doing a pretty good job here at stopping this out push from Admiral. These few incisors. Does lose quite a lot of forces for that, though. And meanwhile, Barcast yet to actually be able to do anything, which is an interesting choice here, because we can see that Greek has not done that at all. Greek is actually going air right at the back. And Barcast also without a single metal extractor right now. Going pure communism mode, giving everything to the team and not able to build anything for himself. E-Gun's going off on the top. Vedder managing to take out a lot of Zek's units there. And Zek and Ural on this north side pretty close to each other, literally within spitting distance. Whoever ZLT goes up first is going to start shooting the other. Oh, surprisingly not, even though it's just on the edge. EMPs are on their way, it seems, for Nanook. And Lewis B has done a good job at pushing, but that's kind of what you expect here. So as we can see, Vedder's basically pushed to the same sort of distance as Lewis B is. And all of those grunts along the bottom of Blodir is going to get mopped up because of those shurikens. Puts him at a bit of a problem. Nanook also not in a great position here. Barcast as well, just kind of like giving everything away, not building anything himself. Interesting choice, Barcast. Looks like he might be going in for a D-gun here. Single laser tower is not going to be enough to kill Barcast's commander. And Barcast able to just push straight in. Really surprising that Barcast didn't, like, at least try and sit up in the middle section there and build a factory or something. Barcast with still no production at all. Able to focus all of his attention, though, doing that on his commander. Here comes a bombing run, though. And that was a lot of windmills that was built by Barcast destroyed. Second bombing run does not manage to get anything. That does get something, though. Won't get much more than that. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Blodir kind of in trouble, though. I don't know what their plan is, to like sacrifice Barcast commander, maybe. Blodir really struggling to hold on at this bottom side. Meanwhile, on the top, Ural is doing a pretty good job here, mostly with grunts, though. He's going to need something with a little bit more firepower. Vetter is in a little bit of a precarious situation here, as he's got opponents directly to his south and north. Barcast comm is spotted heading into the water. They were hoping maybe, I'm guessing he was hoping he could maybe de-gun a bunch of stuff and then escape into the water, but Barcast has been spotted, and if he doesn't actually do anything with this, he is just giving an entire commander's worth of metal, which is a big problem. Blodir's commander now also in a very, very unsafe spot. If this section here gets broken through, then Blodir's commander is stuck. Nanook is losing ground. Barcast going in for D-gun attempts here, but gets blocked by Greek. And that's enough damage that both these commanders are probably going to die to that explosion, and there is no escaping that at all. Yeah, there they are. Both commanders go up in smoke. And now Barcast literally has nothing. But he's right, they will use air comms to try and get it. And Lewis B actually getting pushed back on the bottom. Elmerford and Nanook's commander both going in to the water to try and get that reclaim. Are we going to see another double comm death right on top of these wrecks here? Not going to be able to D-gun in the water, so those comms aren't going to get killed. Nanook's commander, though, is lower health. Elmerford going for a self-destruct. And now 4 commanders are in this pool together. That is a lot of metal. Nanook did manage to get some of them, but here come the air. And that's 4.6k metal. And the cool color team has nothing to stop that. Ural is trying to rush his comm there and sacrificing his front line to try and get that reclaim. Already over 1,000 has gone. Ural's comm desperately trying to run to that point. Ural's comm with only 9% health left. 2k of it's gone. Barcast actually gifted the commander of Ural here. And that air defense does manage to shoot down the air, and he does look like he will end up getting about 2k worth of reclaim. Saying that though, here comes Zek's commander. Now Zek should probably be high enough health that if this Barcast commander dies, it will not be enough to kill him. He needs to be right on top of him. Barcast, you need to move that commander closer. Not further away, closer. And another commander dying in the pool. Oh, that's ridiculous. Zek's commander now with only 8% health. But there is nothing left to go in there. And that is going to be a big chunk of reclaim to that team on the north. 5 dead commanders there. Blodir actually having an escape in the water on the side here. This colors, as you can see here, by the way, it only shows red and blue. But in fact, what it actually is it's actually both teams combined. Gunships were not enough. Commander Zek back down to 8%. Barcast microing the army on the right here. Seems 2 players on the southern side going air now. And this is a lot of reclaim here as well. 3.4k reclaim. Zek slowly losing this front. And meanwhile, Lord Vedder has kind of just been sat up on this top right, kind of doing nothing for a while now. He is building up air. Meanwhile, Blodir is in trouble. There are some bed bugs here, but they don't cloak. So they need to get close enough in order to do something. This is a very large force. And if this goes where I think it's going to go, which is that, Nanook is in for a very bad time. So much reclaim to be had on this north side though. 4k reclaim. Better in some trouble now though, as his front line is getting pushed. Doesn't have any units to stop that at all. Meanwhile, at the bottom, Blodir's commander also in a little bit of danger, but there's enough forces there to defend. Barcast's microed forces in the middle, taking quite a bit of damage. Not enough forces there really to come back. And he is starting to lose that reclaim field, but he did get a very, very big chunk of it. Meanwhile, Blodir's commander is super exposed, and how they haven't just sent a detachment of this down to kill him, I don't know. Blodir in a bit of a problem though. Look how many 43 thugs. Such a huge quantity of thugs. Vedder's commander though also in trouble, down at 24% health. Barcast desperately trying to micro this fight. There's a HLT further back, though, that is providing a decent amount of cover of that reclaim field. But there is an equal amount of resbots pretty much now on both sides. Question is Barcast going to be able to kill any of them to stop that reclaim getting eaten up? And he does. But the team over here, both now with some tech too. See, as a group of Sheldons that will outrange these thugs. Lewis B also getting slowly pushed back. I'm really surprised that, but basically they kind of, Barcast has never had, you know, a base in this game. Well, the whole game's about building a base and sending units to other people, but no, they've just basically played with one player down, but still keeping the APM of all of the players. And this is a good chunk of Sheldons now pushing back in the middle. They've been a bit of a misuse on these bombers though, as they go in and do a little bit of damage to this stuff here when they could have been doing damage on economy. They are very heavily grouped up though, and as the fighters come in though, they're going to take out those bombers pretty quick. They're still holding that same front line, Barcast. Lewis B though now starting to get pushed back, considering literally a couple of minutes ago, you know, Elma was here with that huge force of like 40. Now there's 17 thugs left, and he should have pushed in when he had the chance, but he didn't. And Blodir gifted these to Nanook, and that's what's helped push all of that extra economy that Blodir has. Because of Barcast is what's kind of enabled him to be able to gift out so much stuff. Yeah, he needs that Tech 2 as quick as possible. Admiral has done a good job pushing forward though, and these amphibious are going to cause a little bit of a problem here for Veda. Meanwhile, all of the Requiem field that Barcast was fighting over for such a long time has finally been reclaimed. It's kind of surprising somewhat though that he didn't go for mostly Resurrects. He's going for them now, but I'm surprised he didn't go for them sooner, considering he kind of needed forces to hold it off. The amphibious tanks on the far right do get out of the water, but are they going to be able to accomplish anything? Probably not. They're going to get shut down pretty quickly. Meanwhile, on the far left of the map, the Sheldons are starting to cause problems for the bases of Elma and Lewis B. Plenty of fiends there to deal with any units to get close. Blodir just applying pressure slowly here. Doesn't really have as much, anywhere near as many Sheldons. But his units are what's providing the radar for Nanook's Sheldons. Nanook's gone a bit too far in with these Sheldons here, allowing these tanks to get right up close. And he's now going to take some, well, a few losses at least. Could have been better though. Barcast doing a pretty good job at microing, and Admiral may be in a problem if he keeps moving around. Shurikens though catch Barcast off guard, and there is no friendly air to deal with that. Barcast now actually moving into Admiral from behind here, hoping that Veda has something that can push on Admiral. And it is making a bit of a dent, but causing some problems. Commander does get taken out on the left-hand side, and that would be Lewis B's commander. And the base on the left is starting to take some big damage. Admiral's commander yet to take any damage, but Barcast's forces are looking pretty weary at this point, and is now getting collapsed upon by Zeke. But Admiral having to attempt the degun here as Veda is trying to kill Admiral's comm by just keeping at range with those brutes, but looks like he changed his mind and didn't want to go in any further. Admiral's comm ended up in half health. And that's a bit of a dangerous position to be in. Barcast gifted armies on two sides of the map. Gonna make it a little bit difficult for him to kind of micro both sides. Veda attempted again to go in on Admiral's commander. Only 24% right now. And there's just slow damage being dealt over here on the left-hand side. All of the factories destroyed. You could just see like ticks going through every now and again, tying up the shurikens. And Blodir with a super forward Tech 2 bot lab here. We don't often see Proxy labs in bar. But, yeah, Blodir with a really, really forward lab here. And it is doing a great job of pumping out more Sheldons right on this front line. But really, he needs some, like, AA, really, to deal with all of those shurikens. On the right, Veda is doing a good job at holding off here. This entire left side of this hill that we're fighting over before is just now gone completely silent. And attempting to take the high ground, but the shurikens managed to stop that in its tracks. And there was a proxy lab set up, attempted to be set up in this corner by the Admiral here of Tech 2. Don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference. Veda really needs those units on the front. Barkar's asking him to go into air, but, you know, Veda needs those units. All of those EMP'd forces. Zek's commander doing the work here. Not enough shurikens, though, as Zek's commander goes up in smoke as well, leaving it 1 commander to 2. And that last commander is the Admiral. And he's going to get chased down by Veda's forces. Elmerford now basically completely out of the match. And we can just see that the left side team now calling a resign. Not all of them giving up just yet. But there we go. A ridiculous game as 5 commanders die in 1 pond to fight over the Requiem just because you couldn't degun. And Blodir providing a very long carry on that bottom side, but crazy game. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play a whole game where they just micro units the entire time. So very, very strange. I hope, wow, look at that graph for Blodir. Jeez, so much metal used and metal produced. He was so far ahead on metal, it's crazy. I hope you enjoyed this match. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, and I will see you next time.